Hi folks, remember the Doors? Now this song by the Doors, The Unknown Soldier, from the 60s. Now if you watch my other videos, I talked about the 60s and the events that were going on in those days, like the moon landing and the Kennedy assassination and the introduction of LSD and psychedelic drugs and psychedelic music and psychedelic clothes and all kinds of this trippy type of stuff to get to a so-called higher dimension. Well, did you know that Jim Morrison's father, just happened to be I believe the captain of the USS Liberty. Now, if you're not aware what the USS Liberty is, it's a ship that was sunk in the Gulf of Tonkin back in 1967 during the Lyndon B. Johnson administration, and that's what got us into the war of Vietnam. That's what got us into that conflict. So I find it ironic that Jim Morrison's father, George Stephen Morris, was the captain of the USS Liberty, and Jim Morrison, his son, is the lead singer of one of the most famous American bands of the 60s, a revolutionary band of psychedelics, the Doors. Jim Morrison. Did people know that at the time? Wow. So let's go on. I'm going to read this to you. Here's this picture. That's Jim Morrison's father, George Stephen Morrison. Here he is in a picture. There he is with the sunglasses on. He's aboard the USS Hancock off South Korea, December 3rd, 1968. South Korean Prime Minister Chung Tu-kwan is flanked by his hosts, Rear Admiral George S. Morrison, Left Commander of Carrier Division 9, and Vice Admiral William F. Bringle, Commander of the U.S. 7th Fleet in the Pacific, as he watches jets from Air Wing 21 take off and land on the deck of the carrier USS Hancock. Morrison, father of singer Jim Morrison of the Doors, later served as commander of U.S. Naval Forces Marinas before retiring in August 1975. And then it goes on here to say, was in command of the local fleet during the Gulf of Tonkin incident in 1964. So you'll have to let me apologize. I might have said 1967, but it was 1964, and it was definitely still under the Johnson administration, because that's who took over after Kennedy was assassinated. It was Lyndon B. Johnson. And he was, I guess, an admiral. He wasn't a captain, so I apologize for that. But I just read he was an admiral. He was even higher than I expected. But it goes on. It says, parentheses, a false flag attack which garnered support for the American public to go to war in Vietnam. Now that's something to think about, isn't it, folks? Anyway, if you've seen this message, thanks a lot for watching. And think about it. And you can't make this stuff up. Thanks a lot.